Hi everybody, just came out this morning there and noticed that my Renault handbrake on my Renault Fleunce 1.5 is not working. So we're going to show you now how to repair this. As you can see here, the handbrake is just going up and down and there's no connection whatsoever. It's just totally floppy. And if I let off the handbrake, the car will actually move. Or if I pull the handbrake, the car will still also move as it is not completely tightened. So we're going to have a go at trying to repair this. So to repair the handbrake, first of all we're going to make sure we put the car into gear, that way the car can't move, and because we don't have a handbrake, therefore putting it in gear will stop the car from moving and rolling while you repair it. Then we will let off the handbrake like so to release it back here at the back of this pocket in the middle of the car. Now next, this is the pocket where the handbrake cable is connected, and underneath here you can see there's going to be two screws down here at the bottom that will have to be moved. So in order to do this, we'll have to move the two seats, passenger seat and driver seat, forward in order to access these two small screws. Okay, so now we have exposed these two small screws. There's one on either side, and they are a star-shaped screw, so we need to get a fitting for that, and we will then proceed to open these two screws up. Okay, to open these two small screws, we're going to need a small little star-shaped piece to fit in the fitting, and we will also need probably one of these and your screwdriver fitting for the piece to fit into to unscrew the nut, the small nut. Okay, so we're going to proceed now and get that. Okay, I now have my fitting in there on the top of my screwdriver to open the fitting, and it came up as being number 20 in my box here of little trinkets. So we are now going to proceed to undo the small screws on both sides of the middle panel of both seats. So I place the screwdriver into the screw and start twisting. As you can see, these come off quite easily, and you just keep twisting. Simple as. Put the screw nicely down in a safe place that you don't lose it, and then you will go to the other side. You can see the other one, and we will proceed to take that one off also. As you can see here now, we are removing the second screw off on the passenger side in order to loosen up this whole panel here, which for me it gives you a little bit more access to what you need to do. Now next, as you can see here, there is a little edge all the way down along here which clips off the back of the panel here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give that little squeeze. There you go, and there you go again there, and she comes out quite easily. Might need a little tiny little bit of persuasion. There you go, and same on the other side, and voila, there you are. There's the access to where the nut is that needs to be turned in order to tighten your handbrake. So we're going to proceed with that next. So now, after trying out a couple of tools, I've found the one that will turn the nut inside, which will tighten up the handbrake, and it's number 13. So we're going to proceed now and place that inside and start tightening up that screw in order to get our handbrake tight again. Now, so we've got our number 13 spanner here, and we're heading straight down in here to this nicely opened up cover, plenty of room here, and we're going to place it directly on top of that nut like that, and just turn it to your right. Now you don't get too much of a turn out of it, but you have to do it a few times and proceed again and again a few times until you get that whole nut there. As you can see, simple little thing, tightened up, and as you can see, it's now starting to tighten. The little panel here is moving up forward, and here we go. Just give it a couple of more tightens here and keep it at, there we go. Going nicely now, it's moving along nicely. So now we have more or less tightened up our handbrake a little bit, so we're going to check it now here for flappiness. And yeah, it's getting that little bit tighter. There's a little bit more tight friction in it, so now we're going to go back and give it another small little couple of more turns just to make sure we have it nice and tight. So as you can see, there's nothing major to this. Anyone can do it. It's quite simple, just to follow the instructions and you know, check your handbrake afterwards and all that. So we're going to go back in now again, and we're going to give it our final bit of tightening to make sure that it's nice and tight and won't loosen up again. Now, once again, here we are, our number 13 spanner, and we're going straight back down into the back of it again, and we're just going to give it a couple of more little tightens, which a little bit awkward because you don't get a full turn, so you're only getting quarter way to turn each time, so it takes a little bit of time and patience just to get that to right to the spot where you need it. So we're nearly there now. Now, there. So that to me now looks quite tight. Everything looks fairly tight up here. That's no more movement on that little piece there. This little piece here which moves up and down, there's no more looseness there, and this here is the nut which is quite tight. So now we will try our handbrake once more. Okay, so we're back in the car, in the front seat of the car again, and now we're going to test our handbrake. So we're going to let off our gear and hold our brake at the same time. Now we're going to pull our handbrake there nice and tight. There was a nice firm hold in that there, and as you can see, the car is now perfectly steady. Handbrake is now tightened up. So we'll just touch the brake again, we'll let it down, and as you can hear it coming up, it's tightening as it just slightly elevates. There it is, tightened on a very slight elevation, as opposed to earlier we had to go all the way to the top. So that there now is our gearbox, our handbrake tightened up and ready for use. You can let off your brake, everything is fine, car will go nowhere. Okay, so the final stage of this process here of fixing the handbrake is that we put back on our panel. So that panel just, as you can see, it just slots into the bottom there, like that, and you just pull it, as you can see, it's like an open and closed case. You just pull it straight back up and get it to slot back into its position and lock. Give it a little tap on either side with your fist to make sure it's all locked in. Okay, so we're nearly there now. So the next thing to do is put back on our nuts, and once we have our nuts back on, we are good to go. So we're now going to get our nuts ready here, and we're going to place them back in to their housing and tighten up that whole casing again. Okay, now here we are again. This is our screwdriver again with our star shaped on top to back in our screws. These are our 2 screws down here. So we just get our 2 screws and put them back into their housing, which is right here. Just give it a little small twist with your hand to get it started, and then you just finish it off with your screwdriver, and all nice and tight. And we'll do the same to the other side, and that is it. Quite simple little job, anyone could do it. Handbrake is fixed. Thanks for watching, please subscribe.